So, imagine the adrenaline, right? You're staring down your opponent in a Brazilian MMA cage, like literally right before your professional debut.
That sounds absolutely terrifying.
Right. But now imagine that while you're doing that, you're also the sole engine behind this elite independent brand.
Wow.
Yeah. Welcome to today's deep dive, everyone. We're looking at some really fascinating notes today from Nug Notes. It's called The Fighter's Edge, and our mission is to figure out how the intense discipline of martial arts actually translates into high-end brand building.
And it's literally the daily reality for Bryce Camargo because he actually just won his March 2026 MMA debut.
That's insane.
Yeah. But his other arena is the super competitive California cannabis market. He runs a brand called Up the Hill. And, his entire business model rests on this one very uncompromising rule, which is we don't smoke mids.
Right. And for anyone outside the culture, mids just means like mediocre, middle-of-the-road quality.
Basically just never settling for average.
Exactly. But, I mean, if you've ever stood in a retail store and just felt totally overwhelmed by like 100 identical options, you know the problem he's facing.
Oh, yeah. Decision fatigue is real.
Right. The market is absolutely flooded by massive, well-funded corporate giants. So how does a one-man operation even begin to compete?
Well, by not acting like a massive producer at all, he acts like a curator.
Oh, like an indie record label executive.
Yeah, exactly like that.
You know the type, the guy with the golden ear who doesn't necessarily play the instruments himself,
Yeah.
but knows exactly what a hit sounds like.
Right. Bryce really relies on an elite palate. He's actually willing to deliberately overpay just to secure the absolute highest quality batches from the growers.
Like deliberately overpay.
Really? Yeah. Because that premium sourcing builds, immense trust with the consumer. In a world of infinite choice, the buyer knows Bryce has already done the heavy lifting. He did the quality control for them.
Okay, wait, I have to stop you there. Because if you have this incredibly artisanal elite product, why on earth are you wrapping it in cartoon parody bags?
Well, it seems wild, right?
Yeah, I'm looking at his marketing, and they treat releases like pop culture collectibles. There's Squid Game as Ozark and like an animated South Park drop. Doesn't wrapping a top-tier product in flashy parody packaging totally destroy that premium vibe?
You would naturally assume that. I mean, in most industries, flashy packaging is just a massive red flag meant to cover up a mediocre product.
Right, all flash and no substance.
Exactly. But here, that contrast is actually the genius of it. It works because it's backed by actual undeniable quality, specifically their flagship strain, which is a cut called Zith.
Ah, the famous bag seed.
Yeah, which
Wow.
just to break that down for people, a bag seed means it was just a random lucky seed found in a batch, in this case, a strain called Georgia Pie.
So it's basically a winning lottery ticket.
Precisely. It turned out to be an absolute genetic gold mine. So the playful packaging gets you to look, but Zith gets you to stay. I mean, it won first place at the 2025 Proper Doinks bracket,
Wow.
and then it took second at the 2026 High Rollers, which is a $120,000 competition.
Those are essentially the underground Oscars of cannabis, right?
Totally. When you have an award-winning heavyweight champion inside the bag, the packaging becomes a legitimate collector's item instead of just a cheap gimmick.
But I mean, winning championships creates a massive business problem. Suddenly everybody wants your product, and a one-man operation literally cannot grow enough to meet that demand.
Right.
So how do you actually scale that?
Well, first you incubate. Up the Hill spent like a year and a half under Ted's Budz, which is a larger umbrella distributor.
Okay.
That infrastructure helped them reach roughly 50 stores without Bryce having to build this massive logistics network himself.
But then he launched an independent drop across 11 stores,
Mhm.
all powered entirely by Zith, and incredibly, with zero sales team.
Yeah, zero.
Explain the mechanics of that to me. How do you get onto retail shelves without a single person out there pitching the product?
Well, you create a pull market instead of a push market. Meaning, instead of paying a sales rep to knock on dispensary doors, begging them to stock your product, you just let the hype do the work.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, hardcore consumers and bud tenders see those competition wins, and they just start demanding it. The stores are basically forced to track Bryce down and order the product just to appease their own customers.
The demand literally pulls the product onto the shelves.
Exactly. And yet, through all of this, Bryce remains incredibly humble about it. He constantly credits his breeders, his wife, and his homie Chris for the success.
It's just such an amazing lesson in the psychology of curation. Extreme curation is actually a more valuable business model than extreme production. You don't have to make everything.
Right.
You just have to guarantee that whatever you stamp your name on is flawless.
His supply chain has the exact same strict discipline that's required to step into a Brazilian MMA cage.
Which leaves you with this thought to chew on today. If a single dedicated outsider can completely bypass a massive industry's sales infrastructure simply by having a strict standard of, never settling for mids.
Right. What else could happen?
Exactly.
Yep.
What other bloated, established industries are out there right now just waiting to be disrupted by an uncompromising refusal to accept mediocrity?